In Sitting Pretty, Sitting Pretty, Sitting Pretty, Sitting Pretty.
Why can't keeping it real be classy? Okay. Why can't keeping it real be, let me hold my peace and let me move on? Why can't keeping it real be, you know what? They may have done that, but I'm going to respect them and move forward. Why can't that be keeping it real? Right.
All right. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
We are back with Season 2, Episode 22. We moving on up?
Yes, we are.
Moving on up.
Moving on up to the east side.
Well, tonight is a special night. We have with us, for the second time, Melanie Peralta. She is the mindset and transformation expert. Right?
Hey. She our girl.
She's our girl. No new friends.
Yeah, no new friends.
No new friends.
She's our girl. You made that up?
I just made that up.
Oh.
That's a Sitting Pretty song.
Sitting Pretty song. Don't make us come up with a theme song now.
That would be nice.
No, but welcome
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. I missed you, ladies.
I was excited to come do this. I've been doing more podcasts lately, but I'm like,
really?
yeah.
Like, I need to go back to Sitting Pretty.
Yeah, well, that's why last time we wanted to come and see you, but it was just a little short notice, so I'm happy to be back.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, we're going to do our introductions because we are missing someone. So maybe next time you're going to miss this wonderful interview. But I'm going to start off with me, your host. I'm taking over with the mostest.
Oh, she made
Spicy tea. You know how I do.
Where the K at?
It's your girl, McKay.
It's Kimmy where Pretty's at. It's T to the E.
All right, and we are sitting pretty and keeping it what?
Real.
All right.
Did you say real too?
Yeah. Hey, this is her second time.
I got this.
All right, so tonight we have a wonderful menu. Wonderful menu tonight. It is specialized for our special guests because we like to cater to our guests.
She know, huh?
Appreciate it. Yeah,
the purple and the green last time. We got a little,
you guys went
little
all out last time.
Well, I may miss a few things, but on the menu tonight we do have some fish tacos. Made by
with all them toppings.
T to the E. Oh my gosh, she had the kitchen smelling good.
I tore it up today.
She tore it up.
When?
Today. You smell
I
that.
didn't smell it.
She did. That's haterade. Haterade.
Yeah, somebody's hating.
I didn't
Just a
smell
little
it.
bit. And we have some delicious black beans. We have some chips and salsa.
Yum.
What else do we have?
Dessert.
What do we have?
They are carrot cake moon pies or cookie. I don't know. They got a cream. Yeah, they got cream in the middle. There you go. There you go. We can make up a song to that too.
Yes. Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
That's pretty much
That's it. All right.
And our drink.
And now we have a drink. It's kind of new. The Midori Martini.
Yes, we adore it.
The Midori.
Midori it.
And we adore it.
No, it's Midori. Say it right. It's Midori.
Midori.
And we adore it.
Midori.
And we adore it. You need
is
another martini.
vodka,
It's delicious.
apple, Midori. What else is in there?
They don't need to know. Wait till Martini Monday, and then they can find out.
Oh,
Yeah, you know,
sorry.
that's
We're gonna
our-
next that back. We're gonna next that out. Replay that.
We don't tell them until Martini Monday.
Oh, that's a thing?
Yeah, we do a recipe on Martini Monday.
Cool.
Yeah. And we
That's
actually
cool. I
show,
didn't know that.
like, we show the picture of the drink, and then we give them the actual recipe.
What did you guys? Oh, you guys made that
That's
Iced tea.
tea martini.
Yes,
Oh, that was so
yes.
special.
Yeah.
Because that was funny. You asked me, "Oh, what do you like to drink?" And I'm like, "Oh,
And
I
we did
drink
iced tea, yep.
And you were like, "Wait, why don't we do cocktails?"
I looked up iced tea,
Yeah.
iced teeny or something. It
It
was
was
good.
so good.
We drank until like
Good
1 in the
times.
morning.
Yeah, we was out late.
that?
We were out late.
I'm gonna have to make that again. All right, so let's get into some of our hot topics. First on the menu.
On the menu.
I'm sorry.
She's
not
On the
still
hot
thinking
topic
about
menu.
food.
It is hot topic
First,
menu.
yes, the hot topic.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you meant, but it was just, I like the spin that you did. It was different.
Okay. You know, we different. So So, I'm sorry, I gotta bring it up. Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Oh, Lord. That is a hot topic right now.
Good.
Was it? It was good.
You had one?
No, I haven't eaten fast food in like 6 years.
So that's how you
Oh,
keep
so
that girl
you're
to
not
shake
gonna.
her.
She's not gonna try it.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I'm
good
not
though.
gonna try it.
Well,
I'll just trust everybody else. That's great.
Yeah.
It's good.
I didn't get to try it, so I feel some type of way. But what about this man? He's actually suing Popeyes for running out of chicken sandwiches. And, like, he's suing them because he traveled, like, miles to get to different Popeyes. And he had to wait in long lines only to be told the chicken sandwiches were sold out.
He's just trying to get paid.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get paid.
That's it.
He trying to get paid.
But that's
off
just
of
like,
some
well, you can
chicken.
sue McDonald's then because they ice cream machine never works.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. The McDonald's ice cream machine.
Yeah, so people should be in line to sue them as well.
We should.
Yeah.
I should. Because I always go to McDonald's.
Yeah, and then get mad that you get in the line and then
Right.
it's still
And I
you
don't
already
even-
know it's broke, but you just want to just think you get lucky.
And I don't even like ice cream, so when I want it, I want it.
So have you been watching the like craziness about the sandwiches or no?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of the videos. I've seen a bunch of that. My man showed me a bunch of like YouTube videos of people trying them and stuff. And so I've been seeing about it, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna try it. So
Yeah.
I'm just trusting
So
you guys.
whatever.
That's delicious. Yeah.
Good.
It is really it's a really
simple,
good
but
sandwich.
it's good. And we
Yeah.
just got it with the what was it, the hot mayo, or spicy mayo, and put it on there. It was really
It's
good.
really good. I wanted another one today, but
I'm
I
just
was
like,
gonna get one today,
shout
too.
out to Popeyes for
Okay.
not even just for making a sandwich, but for making your sandwich create a social media epidemic.
Yes.
You
Like-
have to promote it.
And they got free media off of that. I mean, free marketing off of
Like
that.
now, it's like this anticipated thing that everybody wants it only because it
Because it just went
yeah.
viral.
That
It went
was
viral,
perfect.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
So kudos to Popeyes.
I was trying to be
Okay.
That's why I missed it.
They
I was
made a
trying to
whole
be
bunch of
rebel.
money. Shoot, I need to know. I'm gonna make me some chicken
But
sandwiches.
then they said they bought enough chicken to last them through October and sold out.
in 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
They didn't anticipate all the people. Really? If you ate meat, girl, it's good.
Even if I ate, every now and then I will eat it. It just depends. Like, I'm very particular on like the quality of food. I know too much.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. I know too much.
Gotcha.
You know? So it's like really hard to go back. And but even if I did eat meat regularly, I wouldn't do the fast food. I wouldn't break it.
You still wouldn't.
I haven't had fast food in so long. Since before my
Wow.
son was born, I haven't had
So you're
fast
gonna
food
have
like
what's
that.
that lady that does
The closest thing I ever do to fast food is like every now and then if I really need something, I'll like get a bean burrito at
Okay.
At Taco Bell or
Filiberto's.
somewhere.
Philly
Okay,
Bees
gotcha.
or
Yeah.
something.
Gotcha.
But like McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, none like In-N-Out, none of that. I haven't had it in so long.
Wow.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty committed.
What's the lady name
That's
that
good.
does the commercials for the Popeyes? What's her name?
I don't know. The Popeyes lady?
Yeah. What if she came to your house and cooked it in your house, that chicken sandwich, and it wouldn't actually be in the fast food actual restaurant?
I would tell her, where'd you get those chickens?
Okay.
What's
Gotcha.
the name
Where
of
did
the
you get
farm?
those
Chickens.
What did y'all reject them with?
Fire going on.
But that was me. That was me laughing so hard because she said, "Where do you get those chickens?" That was me.
All right, shouts out to Popeye. Y'all did y'all thing with that one. So the next hot topic, and I think this is a wonderful thing. How would you feel, like if you had time or whatever, to volunteer to hold newborn babies in the hospital?
Oh, I saw that. Oh, I feel like that's so necessary. When I was pregnant, I was one of those pregnant ladies that like did all the research. Like all the research you could possibly do. I was like that pregnant lady. So literally physical touch is essential to human life. And if you have all these babies in there that aren't being held, like they might, if they're sick or something, there's a reason that they're in there. They need that touch. Like it's a human necessity. Like you need that connection, especially an infant. Think about how held they were for like the past 9 months, you know, or however long, maybe if they were preemie or something, I don't know, but I feel like I would do it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
now they're in this new world and it's so big. I would do it. I would definitely do it.
However, I feel like there has to be a process with who you let in there.
There to do it.
That's what I was thinking.
It's not just like
Baby's
whoever
gonna come
signs
home
up to
missing.
listen. You know, like
People got bad
who are
energy.
these people? They should sign up through like a certain company.
Right.
Like
Yes.
you know, it has to be
you're right. You're
It has to
right.
be right.
Like Kimmy just
There
said,
was
their
more.
energy might not be good.
That's more or less the
Yeah.
angle I was looking. I'm like, they're not
And
holding my
babies do
baby.
feed off of that too.
Yeah, I'm like, they're not gonna hold my
Yeah,
baby.
But I would
it's
say
gotta be-
that.
Luckily, it won't be your baby because it'll be a baby who doesn't have anybody.
So
to
the
hold
people, the babies,
true.
the mothers aren't there, or what's going on with
on. Yeah, a
that?
lot of times the mothers aren't there, or like
So-
if the babies are like sick and people just leave their kids in the hospital. So it's
Okay.
like
So it's
different
more or less like
scenarios.
that.
So is it men and women are doing it, or just women? Because I think women are more nurturer.
Nurturing,
That's
yeah,
just
for sure.
And it said women, so it didn't really speak.
yeah.
to
Okay,
men.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
That would be
nice.
so cute. That seems like a lot of fun.
it is.
But then you might find one of the little babies that you really like a
Been
lot.
done took 'em.
Yeah,
And big ass hand and got in
you
trouble.
be in trouble.
Caught a case.
No, because they so cute and
Yeah, they
tiny. Yes.
They are.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love babies.
Sweet.
I love babies.
Y'all will
I
see
wanna
me on the
get them
news.
back.
Yeah, me too.
She done stole the baby.
No, you're not gonna want to take them home.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna enjoy just
Being
being able
there.
to hold them
Yeah.
and then being able to leave them.
You're like,
You
get your
know,
baby.
not having to do the rest of the work.
Yeah.
You do get tired of holding the baby. But all right,
Yeah,
you
my
take your
arm
baby
hurt.
back. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
It'd be nice if you hold other people's kids.
Yeah.
All right, you got your baby back.
Yeah.
I think he wants you.
Yeah.
All right. So, a Canadian man wins $60 million after playing the same lottery number for 20 years.
Where he at?
Canada.
He in
I was gonna
Canada?
say Canada.
You gonna go find him?
Girl, how old
I know
is he
somebody who can
first?
say that.
You stupid.
Huh? How old
It
is
don't
he?
say his age.
Do he got a woman?
You can have a new one.
But he waited a while too, didn't he? Like 10 months to claim his money.
Well, yeah, he waited 10
I
months.
couldn't. Have.
Yeah,
I know you.
I wonder why.
He probably
probably
legal.
only had 90
He might know a
days.
lot of people.
It's in Canada, and-
Oh, yeah. Do you like him?
He's fine.
He fine, shoot.
All you see is that 60 million.
Show Melanie his picture, Melanie. Look at it. He
He's
fine,
fine,
huh?
huh?
No
He has swag.
He got a lot of swag.
A lot.
A lot of them S's.
Y'all would really talk to him
No.
just because he
No,
got $60 million?
just joke, girl.
No, but what if he
I
was
think I'm
like,
jo-
if
I
you-
think I'm
What
joking.
if he was like, though, if you date me, I'll give you $10 million?
He got
Yes.
10 million. Yeah. I put.
You
Yeah.
dating him?
Do we gotta introduce him to the family?
Yes.
Yes, I will.
You gonna introduce him?
Yes.
I don't be walking around here looking like me.
10 million's a lot of money.
Money, exactly.
a
My
lot of
kids
money.
would be
You can date
like,
people and don't get
stepdaddy.
nothing.
What?
You can date people and don't have nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
What if you really don't have like a connection with them?
We'll figure that out later.
We got
We'll
connection
come
with
to
credit
Melanie and get. We'll come to
So,
Melanie and
while
get
we're
trapped.
talking about dating, whether it's for money or not, what do you all think the average price of a date is? And let's just start in Arizona.
In Arizona. Okay, what is?
Let Melanie go first.
Okay, I just had a follow-up question.
I feel like the average price of a good date, because there's levels to dating,
There's levels to this. See?
Definitely.
would be around $75.
Okay.
I agree with that too. About 75.
I say 100.
Okay.
I already know, so I'm not even gonna guess.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. So in Arizona, it's $106.
I would've
Really?
won.
Wow, okay.
I should have known that.
I should have known that too, because most times you go, you eat, you get drinks. You have to
Yeah,
get about 2
drinks. And if it's a first date,
You
sometimes
only want one or two drinks.
And so sometimes you order dessert,
Right.
like share it.
And then if you downtown, you paying for parking. Oh, she's talking about sharing.
It's gonna be like on like the third.
Third day.
They break it down by state.
The first, they break it down by state. California is 200.
Oh, that makes
I
sense.
can believe that.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is in New York.
That's why they ain't dating, child.
They're
New
dating
York
out
is
there.
297.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
New York.
How about
First
Florida?
dates?
First days. Florida is 128.
But a good date, like you said.
Yeah,
a
good date. Good date.
A good date.
128.
That's crazy. So would y'all spend
Wait, no.
You have to get the whole
On a
thing.
date?
I'll be done cook something up and turn some
Just
candle
like
lights
when
on.
we're like doing that, you know.
She said, well, we spend that amount. I said, I'll be done cook something up and turn some candlelight on.
I totally missed out on
Yeah.
that. We were having a side conversation.
Oh,
What'd you say?
I forgot now.
She said, "What would you spend?"
Oh,
on
you
a
What
date?"
would you spend on a date?
To
Like,
treat
would you
you.
spend like the $100+ dollars?
Yeah,
on
she
a
asked
date?
me that, and I said, I'll cook something up and turn some candlelights on.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Throw some rose petals.
Much
This
when
the
it
first
when it was
date.
my turn to like take my man on a date in the beginning. I cooked him a meal at the house.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about, girl.
Yeah,
How much did that meal cost?
I don't know, maybe like $30
But
worth of
time,
groceries.
but time.
Yeah,
Time
it
in and
definitely
time
took
cooking.
time to cook it and stuff, but it didn't cost a
You
lot.
can get some
you
good
know?
deals on steaks. Go find, what are those people called? Boosters. And see if they...
There'd be some raw meat.
Wait,
I mean,
what
some.
the boosters sell meat?
They
Girl,
do.
they do.
On the streets?
No,
No, but you can
they,
buy it.
They go and steal it and bring
Oh,
it
no,
to
I
you.
know
like
that.
after.
Yeah,
That's a
okay,
booster.
I know that, but I didn't think they called them boosters. I thought it was just clothes and selling when you sell
Oh, no,
boosters.
that's, they do it all.
You
Meat.
steal and you sell it for half price.
It's
You
your
boost-
booster. You boosting.
All right. So, is anybody here afraid of tarantulas?
Yeah.
Anything that crawls. Not afraid?
I'm not afraid of them when they're at a little bit of a distance. Because I actually saw one recently, like, walk up into the scene.
How big was it?
It was a good size. It was a good size. And it just walked up into where everybody was at. It was at
That
my
was like
mom-
the size of a hamburger.
Yeah, it was the size of a hamburger.
Whoa,
Yeah, it was
Popeye's chicken
big. It
sandwich.
was really
The
big.
Popeye
it was,
chicken sandwich. No, I'm just playing.
It was out in the wild. It was my mom's wedding. She was married. She got married at a lake, and she stayed at a cabin next to the lake. And so afterwards, we all went to her cabin. We're hanging out, families all. Next thing you know, this tarantula just walks right
Ooh.
through. The family's like in a big old circle.
Oh,
just made its
heck
way
no.
right through, and it was big. And everyone's like, "Oh, freaking out!" And I'm just chilling. I'm like. I watch a lot of Coyote Peterson with my son on YouTube, so I've seen tarantulas, and they don't bite. You know?
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't. Like I
I
mean,
didn't know that.
like any other animal, there's certain
defend
animal like
themselves.
So
if
we're
you're
just freaked out by them for
Yeah,
no
but
reason.
They
like-
won't come up and bite you.
even
They're
if
guarded,
you
they
like
will.
go up to them and try to like pick them up, a wild tarantula will be cool.
And
if you
come
try
up
to
on your
crush it or something, it'll. But yeah, like if you're gentle and stuff, they're not like super crazy.
Oh, okay.
So when I saw it, I'm like, I've seen a lot of YouTube with my kid. I know these aren't as dangerous as I once thought they were. So I was cool, but then when it started to get a little closer, I was starting to freak out. So depending on how far away it is, depends my level of fear.
Yes, yes.
It would have, yeah.
So in the rainforest, I actually found this bright blue one, and it was
Oh.
big enough where like it can hold a donut. That's how big it was.
Oh.
So sounds like about the same size you were.
Yeah, this was a big one. It was pretty big.
Oh,
It was
my-
like a bright blue. Had
And
like
they
blue on
hairy?
its legs.
Let me see.
It's pretty pretty.
It's really pretty,
I
actually.
would be in
You're
like
all-
if I saw
No,
it, I
it's
would.
really
out-
like no.
I wouldn't run. I would like look at it from a
Oh
distance.
heck no.
Why you do
My
that?
question is, how do you kill a tarantula?
You-
You
it's
can't
dumb.
step on it
You don't.
Why would you want to kill it?
because I'm scared.
Because we're scared of it.
So
But
how
they're-
do you kill it? If
But
you,
they're in their own habitat. So.
if it comes near me, how do I kill it?
You
We
just
don't
move.
have them
The
in.
same way you'll kill a cheating man, you get a pot and you smash it.
That's a good way though. You're right about that.
Yeah, I would just get away from it. I'm not trying to kill that thing.
But if it's in your house,
But that's a different story.
Oh my
You have to
god.
sweep them out the door.
So they're not out to just go and bite you, but still.
No.
most things are.
They're-
They tell you about
They're
them.
afraid of humans. Like, think about how big we are compared to
Yeah.
them. Like, they're afraid of us.
But
you
we're
know?
afraid of them. That's
Okay,
what's
you
the
should be
weirdest.
afraid of
That
bed
is so
bugs.
crazy.
That's funny.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
All the things that bite intentionally.
bed bugs.
Mosquitoes.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes too.
Oh yeah, mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes.
I love them.
It depends on where. When I was in
They
the
don't
South,
like me.
Do they bite you?
They really don't bite me. But
They don't-
They eat my son up.
Do you
Really?
eat a lot of like garlic things and stuff like that? I know that. With
I don't
garlic
know.
people,
Maybe I do. I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, but they just don't mess with me. They eat my son up. Oh,
I think
baby.
it just depends on who the person
See, I
is.
was told mosquitoes will go to a pregnant woman first, and then if not, it goes to women, and then it goes to men. That's what I was told protocol on like the blood they want. I don't know, but based on what you're saying, I guess it's not always all that.
And they live off of human blood, huh?
Yeah. Do
That's
they,
how they
do
be
they do
spreading the
animals?
West Nile virus.
They do animals.
Yeah, they do animals.
Oh, they do animals too? So they're biting
That's where the
animals
West
and
Nile
biting
virus
us?
came from.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind
So
of
when you get a mosquito bite like on your face,
They done bit somebody else.
Yeah.
it
Somebody
don't
went
bite
to
the
that
dog.
dog
Yeah,
or
exactly.
a cat.
That's disgusting.
It probably flew like a fly over the dog's boo and everything.
Ooh.
And then
That's
eventually-
why I hate now flies. I can't stand flies for that reason.
Yeah, I know flies are gross. All right. I'm going to buy you a pet tarantula.
Put it
Okay.
right on your head.
And I'm going to catch a mosquito and put them in the same tank.
You
You know
stupid.
she go nuts.
I
Right.
would go crazy.
All right. Big things popping. So the podcast world is growing. Everybody wants a podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
they trying to be like Sitting Pretty. So T.I. is coming with the podcast
Oh.
game.
Yep.
And his new show, can you just guess? Just think of
Yeah.
T.I. You know T.I., right?
Yeah.
Think of a word he would use
Trap
to
house.
name his
Podcast.
podcast.
Why are you telling? Don't tell
I'm
her.
not telling her.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
Just
say
think
anything.
of T.I. and
You
some
go
of his
first.
elaborate
Yeah,
words.
that's actually what I just told her.
His
I
birds.
figured. That's what.
Like, you know how he kind of used these elaborate words. to
He
describe
talks
things.
really. He used really big.
I've
words.
met him.
Oh,
Oh, really?
When I lived in Atlanta, I was working at his studio one time, and I met him.
so cool.
I have no idea.
I don't know if he was talking big back then. He just all of a sudden started talking big.
Really?
Can I go while she's thinking?
Mm-hmm.
He always used expeditiously.
You
He-
knew it.
No, I've never even.
She knew it.
No, because he uses that word all the time.
He
That's
does.
his favorite word. It's
He does.
expeditiously. Is that the name of his podcast?
Yeah.
That's
And then he
funny.
capitalized the T.I. and expeditious. Like,
Yeah, he uses
What
that
is he
word all
gonna
the time.
talk about? What's the
I
theme?
didn't even know that. Probably T.I. because he got the T and the I
Yeah.
capitalized.
he said we talk about any and everything.
That's cool. He got a podcast.
And he's trying to create an environment where people could speak and express themselves freely, fully, authentically, and unapologetically.
And that's why you see so many podcasts, because there's
Yeah.
really no regulation right now.
Yeah.
Now, maybe in a few years it might be regulations, but you can cuss, you can say, and we can put it out. Spotify, none of them are banned unless you're doing something really super crazy. Then they may not put your stuff up. But as long as you stay within that line, they can't really, it's not regulated right now.
It's a free talk.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
free talk.
But my, go ahead.
Go ahead, no, go ahead.
But my question is, do you think he's gonna get like backlash for it? Given that, like, I know that those are two different worlds, like his business, his rap, and then him having a podcast. It's still in media. But do you think, like, if he says something like people don't agree with, I'm pretty sure he's still gonna get.
He's going to get
for it?
backlash because
Yeah,
Joe
he
Budden
is.
he has a podcast as well, and his podcast is doing well.
But T.I. is good with his words.
Words, that's true.
So even if it's something like he knows how to
What to touch and whatnot.
Yeah, what to touch on and whatnot, and how to formulate his words to either skip. Like he'll make you think he answers something. You're like, oh,
He does that all the
and he
time.
didn't answer
Yeah.
your question at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And the dumb interviewer be like, oh, okay.
Melanie, have you ever thought like what you're doing to turn it into a podcast? Because I mean, like all brands now could really kind of go into.
I've definitely been asked to create one, but I just don't feel it in my heart that I want to do
yeah.
one. You
So
know?
until you feel it, then
Yeah, like if I feel it, like yeah, you should do one, then I definitely will. But I just don't feel that. I really want to go a different route. You know, I'd rather be on your podcast.
there you
I
go.
have to run my own.
Yeah, you got a spot. You got a spot with Sitting Pretty.
All right. Well, we are going to go on our break. But before we go, Melanie is going to
Sing us a song.
little verse
Oh!
for us.
We told her that she's singing and she didn't know.
Oh.
Go ahead, take us out, girl.
What am I
Oh
gonna
yeah, you got to
sing?
get this.
About them fish tacos.
She's gonna freestyle.
All right, what should I sing? I started this thing called Moving Mantras.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and so I have one. This is I'm sharing one tomorrow at the thing. So I'll share it with you guys now.
Tonight.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
pretty much what moving mantras are, they're like adding melody to your affirmations because that's what makes affirmations are pointless if there's no emotion, no feeling into them. That's how you like put things into creation. Emotion, energy in motion. So you have to add emotions to those things to make them potent. So when we create something that we want to have, be into fruition, you got to add something to it. So I started adding melody to it. Tomorrow, the panel is called, because the organization's called Babes and Brews. So they have this theme where they say, like, babes who move, babes who breathe, all these different workshops. So tomorrow, the panel is called Babes Who Are Ready. And it's about, like, us, people who've already been doing stuff, giving them advice for, like, what they should do, how they should do it, how we did it. So based off of the topic of babes who are ready, I created a moving mantra about being ready.
Okay.
Okay.
And we get it first.
You get it first. I never shared it before. All right, it goes. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move it. I'm ready to blow. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Even if it's getting heavy, know that I'm keeping it steady. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
That is dope, Greg. You are so
All
dope.
right, well, guess what? I'm ready to eat.
We ready. Look, we ready. Oh my God.
People be like, Navarre, it don't ever bother you when people call you bougie? No. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Yeah. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Yeah, double C's on my eyes, so I'm seeing clear. Just left the dealership, I'm a swerve and stare. On the loop 202, and I'm heading near you. What? Okay, I might just pull up in the Accord, but don't worry, got the X3 keys in the door. What more can y'all even ask for? Fan first, pod son, sitting pretty, we on, yeah, we about to be litty on the moon, and we got new work coming real soon. And as for you, you should have been on, cause we about to take over the whole damn zone. We doing this as a team, so we all about to be flash you up, bling bling. Right, get it, but back to me. 800 on some bundles, that's nothing. A stack on some shoes, that's nothing. I know it's something to you, so why are y'all frontin'? Got 3 jobs, so you know your girl be hustling. I really just like nice stuff, so I'm not frontin' for nobody. Like y'all weak ass little thotties. Gotta call your sugar daddy just to buy an entree. But please don't get it twisted. Come try me and you might get your wig lifted. My daddy taught me well, so I don't with the snitches. Nah. Just know I'm bougie, and you gotta what? Deal with it. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's raps. Wrap it up then. It's your girl Nike on the track.
You already should know how to work that.
You gonna? It's recording. Oh, hey! We back.
Yes, we are.
How was dinner?
So good.
Was it amazing?
So good. All the elements were just right.
So we did good.
Mm-hmm.
Our first time
Thank
making
you.
fish tacos.
What was your favorite part? What popped?
In your mouth. No, I'm just
Honestly, all of it was so good, but when I ate that little carrot cake thing, that one hit. It was so good.
She had a different when she was talking about that carrot cake.
Yeah, it was delicious. I was surprised. I was like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah, really good. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
All right, so y'all ready to start the second half?
Yes, we are. We ready.
We ready. All right, so the second half is all about you, okay? So we'll just start off with just give everybody a brief synopsis of who you are, what you have going on, and then we'll answer or ask questions
Okay.
as we go.
So, my name is Melanie Peralta. I'm 26. I'm a mama. I got a 4-year-old boy. I'm the founder of a local women's organization called Woman to Woman. I started that going on in January. It'll be 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do one big annual event every year, and then we do events all throughout the year after that. And then so I've been doing that for a while now, and in December, I decided to start one-on-one coaching, and I launched a mindset coaching program called Make Up Your Mind. Yeah, so I've been doing that since December.
So since we last seen you, kinda,
Pretty much, yeah.
And so what do you focus on with that?
That is... What I really do is I help people reprogram their subconscious mind. Yeah, so like helping create new identities, helping people break certain personality patterns, and really just like transforming a person, you know? Literally, people come to me day one, session one, they're like one way, and then at the last session, they're like a totally different person.
And how many sessions do you have?
So my program is 6 weeks.
Okay.
So we do a session a week. We'll do a 30-minute call in between. And a lot of coaching programs are actually a lot longer than that. But my coaching program is really like, I call it like the human fundamentals. Because as human beings, we're thinking, feeling, emotional beings. And we don't know what to do with all of our thoughts and feelings. Like nobody ever taught you what to do with your thoughts and feelings. So that's why the world is a mess. Because people don't know how to function. People don't know how to operate. So like, well, let's go teach people how to function. Let's go teach people how to operate. You know, let's go teach people how to be able to maintain a high, like, healthy state of being. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. So do you, excuse me, do you focus, so you do one-on-one, do you ever do like group sessions?
For this particular program, I haven't done group sessions yet, but I will be doing a group coaching program for this program, and that one's going to be all online. Yeah, so like with my clients, if I have clients that aren't in the state for the one-on-one program, we'll do FaceTime. We'll all do like everything's over video. But for my clients who are here in Phoenix, I always like to do face-to-face. Yeah, some coaches don't like to do face-to-face. They like to do everything online. But I'm like, if you're here, I want to connect with you. Like, I want you to feel me, you know?
And you can feel them in turn as well.
Yeah, exactly. So for all of my local people, I see them in person. But for the group thing, that one will be all online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like a certain age group that you work with, or just pretty much?
No. This particular program has attracted women of all ages. I have clients younger than me, my same age, clients who could be my mom, like even my man's mom actually hired me as her coach.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I was her coach. And so
Was that a little different for you, or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was so different. But it was great. I loved it because it actually... yeah, coaching her was amazing. That was pretty much fairly close to like the beginning of my relationship with her. Like, we had known each other for a little bit, but we hadn't really spent a lot of like intimate time to really get to know each other. So she's like, oh, I want to hire you as a coach, and I wanted to give it to her for free, you know. My man was like, Ma, this is a business, you know, she can give me that for free. And I was like, okay. I'm like, she's your mom. He's like, I don't care, like, she's my mom, but she's, you know, there's a psychological piece to it when you pay. And I know that because before I became a coach, I hired my own coach.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how I even became one. I didn't plan on becoming a coach. And then somebody reached out to me. They're like, what are you doing? Like, what else? What's next for you? You know, like, have you ever thought about having a coach and getting clarity on your journey and all that? And I was like, actually, no. I never thought about having a coach. And it was right. It was the right fit. It was the right person. If I was going to hire a coach, it was going to be that person. So I hired him. And after that, I was like, I want to do this. So I learned how to do it. Yeah, exactly. So I know that the financial investment is a psychological piece because when you investing a certain amount of money into something, you really care.
Right.
You really care. Like you are invested.
Right.
You know, so it is different. And now I'm committed to a certain price point because I know like how much you're willing to commit is how much like effective this is going to be. You know, yeah.
So how do you feel that coaching has helped you in a sense, or like what has that helped within you?
It's expanded me in so many ways. It teaches you to be incredibly empathetic, and it teaches you to be an observer and not a judger, you know, because you're dealing with people of all different kinds, so many different people, all walks of life, people who don't think like you, and so it's really just, it's a lot of compassion, it's a lot of understanding, it's a lot of patience, a lot of devotion, and I expand as a woman from like every single client that I have, you know, because I go through it with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my clients, I'm extremely devoted to my clients. Like I had one client to this day, she's the client that really got her money's worth. Because
Did you cry and all that with her?
I mean, sometimes I get emotional with them, but like, so the program is you get one session a week, and then you get a 30-minute call in between for us to stay connected and, you know, you be supported and us to keep building momentum. But this one client of mine, she called me whenever she needed me. And one night she called me, it was Halloween night, and I was out trick-or-treating with my son. And she called me, and it was 911 emergency. And it, like, you know, so I stepped aside and was there for her, you know. But, yeah, it's really expansive. I haven't had one client that came with the same issue. I mean, it was like somewhat the same issue, but the situations were vast, very, very vast, you know? So, yeah, I teach them, but they teach me too, for sure.
So, like, are a lot of your sessions, like, in the natural environment, or is it, like, office-based? Like, what do you...
Well, really, it depends on the weather. Okay. Because when it was cooler, I would love to meet them at like a park. Okay. Yeah, there's like this, and depending on what side of town they live on, you know, I live in Mesa, so some of my clients who live in Glendale will meet downtown. I'll pick a coffee shop or I'll pick a place, but typically for like the first 2 sessions, I like to pick a place that's a little bit more intimate because my first 2 sessions are when the tears are rolling, and that's when we're really getting to the nitty gritty stuff. And then like after a certain part of the program is when we've shed some really dense layers already, and now we're in a level-headed, clear mind, and now we're just operating from a different space. But the first few sessions definitely have to be a little bit more intimate because I'm like, if you need to cry, girl, you better do it. You know, for real. So
do you get more male or female or both? Or?
I get mostly women. I've actually, not even mostly, I get all women.
Oh, really?
I actually have not had a male client yet. And this program, I mean, and I feel like it's for multiple reasons. I feel like when people see me, they only know me for the women empowerment, so they just assume that that's all I do. But this program is for everybody. Yeah, it's for everybody. But one thing that I did notice, and this is like scientifically proven, and it's just because of women the way that we are more open to change. Right. Yeah. Me and Jen went to a conference recently when did we go to that conference, Jen? November? Okay, I guess it was a while ago. Okay, so almost a year ago. We went to a conference, and it was like a higher level conscious science spirituality type of conference, big conference, been around for like over 30 years.
1,100 people.
Yeah, it was huge. Some of the biggest teachers, scientists, spiritual philosophers in the world were there, and majority of the people were older white women. Wow. Yeah, and so they just say that there's like a certain level of openness that we are, but specifically like specifically women are way more open to expand and explore and change and transform, because that's our nature. You know, we go through pregnancy, we transform, we do all this stuff, but men are a little bit more rigid and they're not as open.
Right.
And so yeah, so where you guys at? Come on, like, come get this work. Because we're here leveling up the ladies. Like, we got to get you right, too, you know?
Exactly.
So do you have any, like, well, let me see. I was looking at, is it Love and Hip Hop? No. Growing Up Hip Hop.
Okay.
Angela Simmons had her coach come to her house, and they were discussing, but it was like a friendship. And of course it's for TV and all that.
Yeah.
So, like, do you see it like that? Like, the lady came to her house and, you know, they just kind of caught up on what's been going on, but it was more of like an advice like your friend would give you. So do you have any type of customers like where you're to that point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you these advice, but like more like, I don't know, I felt like it was like a friend vibe from their relationship.
One thing that I noticed, like the dynamic that I create with my clients is very much like, it's like mothering and sister. It's like mother-sister. And we're friends and we're cool, but I'm still your coach. Right. And it's always that dynamic. It's always just like a certain level of like, yeah, we're friends and stuff, but I'm here to get you right. You know? So like I had one of my clients, and I'm very direct, I'm very straightforward, always in the most loving, nurturing way possible, just because I care so much. It's never, like I said, it's never judgmental or anything like that, but it's just like, what do you want? You know, what do you want? Yeah. And so, one of my clients was like, her friend hired me too. So then they both had me as a coach. And one of them was like, Raquel, she's like, I know. She's like, nobody's allowed to talk to you the way that Melanie does, huh? She's like, nope. Like, nobody's allowed to. But when she does, it's because I know it's coming from a certain place. And she paid me to be on her ass like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's kind of like having a fitness coach in a sense.
Yeah. Like, we care and I'm your friend and stuff, but like I'm always your coach first and foremost, because that's what I'm there to do. Like, I'm here to change you. I'm not here to just like coddle your old stuff that we're trying to get rid of. You know?
Now, how does that play into your life? Like, do you find yourself being a coach to like your friend? Or
definitely
your man, or things like that.
Yeah, so there's a fine line between when I have to monitor my coach side, you know, because like I have my friends like Jen and you know who ask for it and who love it and they appreciate it, and then I have certain friends who just aren't in that realm, so they don't care for it, and so with them I'm just Melanie. Yeah, I'm not coach at all, and sometimes it'll come out in my relationship and he's like, I don't need to be coached right now. Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, you know what, that's an old belief that you're holding on to, and we, you know, and he's just like, yeah, and I'm like, we need to, you know, really dive into like where this is stemming from. He's like, I don't need that right now, and I'm like, okay, you're right, you just need me to be your woman right now. So it's a fine line, and me just knowing like where to pull that out and where not to. So yeah.
Now, kind of tagging on to Spicy T's question, I almost called you something else. Is it hard, or how do you balance like being able to separate the two? Like with the emotion and like you talk to them and then you understand them and you're just like, you know, kind of like not necessarily feeling what they're going through because you haven't been through them, but just like feeling where they're coming from. Do you tend to sometimes like take that
it on?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of self-care. Like, as devoted as I am to them, I'm just as devoted like that to me. I take so much time to fill myself up and make sure that I stay full. Like, whatever I need to do, I do it. That's a priority to me because I cannot show up for anybody. I definitely can't show up for them if I'm not right. So I'm like, whatever I have to do for myself, I always make sure that I do it because it does get heavy sometimes, you know, like always being the leader, always being the facilitator. facilitator, always being the one that's pouring out.
Right.
So, I have a serious relationship with my intuition, and I always know what I need right when I need it, and I always make sure that I do it, whatever it is. If it's like, you know what, I need to go get some nature, I'm going to Sedona today. Like, I will do that, you know? Or if it's just like, I need to sit here and write in my journal, or I need to read a book, or I need to just go lay in bed with my man for a little bit and just be cuddled. You know, like whatever it is that I need, I make sure that I do it.
So how do you process it within yourself, like when you have to like check yourself, like, okay, this is not my moment. So like, how do you process that to know?
When you say not my moment, what do you mean?
So, like, for instance, like when your man was like, I don't need to be coached right now. So, like,
Be
how
more
do you
submissive.
check yourself to just be like, either you're right or you're wrong? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do to process that?
I mean, I feel like everything is situational, you know, because obviously you're in a relationship, there's still a healthy amount of communication that needs to go down. And if we're experiencing a pattern in our relationship, well, like, I've been just trying to be your woman through it, but now we got to get serious because now it's starting to have an effect, you know? So I think it just kind of matters. I think it's just like situational, like how serious is this thing? Is this something that I just need to love you through, or is this something that like a lesson needs to be learned? You know?
So you know how to turn it off and turn it on, or leave.
For sure. And I enjoy turning it off, to be honest. Like, I like just being able to be Mel. You know, like I love just being able to like eat an edible and be Mel. You know? like
Literally, Mel.
Mellow out.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm a young woman. I'm only 26. You know, I'm not an old lady. Like, I like to have fun. I like to unwind. I like to
chill.
Yeah. So
What's like the type of music of your choice that help you unwind?
I love Jhené Aiko.
Okay.
She's my favorite. She's been my favorite since high school, and she's my go-to every day. I can listen to her and never get tired of her.
Do you meditate and do yoga and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I have a few practices that I do for myself. There's this drink. It's called cacao. It's like chocolate, but it's like the purest form of chocolate that you could get. It's
Caffeine.
Actually, there's no caffeine in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no caffeine in it. It's the version that we get. It's called ceremonial grade cacao. So back in the day, the ancients, cacao was actually worth more than gold back then. And so it's a heart opener. So when you drink this stuff, you just be like loving everybody. Yeah, like it'll make you want to like call up your cousins that you haven't talked to in so long and like reminisce because your heart is so open. Like, spiritually, it's a tool to open you up emotionally, but then also physically, like it actually is a cardiovascular opener. Like it opens up the veins like in your heart to like pump more.
We need
So
some of that.
yeah, so I got introduced to it, and I drink it. I'll sit there and meditate. So my son goes to preschool now, so I got 3 hours, like 3 hours to myself for the most part. My man's there, but 3 hours to myself for the most part for 4 days a week. So when my son goes to school, I go on the patio, I do my yoga, I'll make my tea or my cacao depending on how I'm feeling that day, and I'll just sit there and I'll just dive in and tap in. And really, like, it consists of me just focusing on my breath and getting quiet, but also just like having conversation with the Most High, you know, like, first of all, thank you. Like, thank you. But, like, what's next? Where am I going? What am I supposed to do? You know? And then I'll just get, like, clear messages of, like, what's next or what I have to do or what I need to focus on. And I feel like everybody has the ability to tap into that. You just got to make space for it.
And that's how you know you're doing what you're supposed to do. When you take that time for yourself and you get those signs and those is telling you that you are doing the right thing.
Yeah. Oh, there's like no doubt about it. Like I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then I work out. Me and Jen work out. We just did a 4-day challenge. My man's an online fitness trainer, so he created a 4-day challenge, and so me and Jen did it together. She's committed. Jen came over to my house every day for the last 4 days at like 7:30 in the morning, and we busted out a workout. Yeah.
That's awesome.
7:30. I'm trying to.
I know.
sleep.
I'm an evening gym person, so that was out of my comfort zone completely. So I was like, oh, she's like, I'm trying to go early, girl. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So when you have your clients, you base the schedule off of their work schedule, or you base it off of your schedule?
It's both. So it's like what I like to do is whatever day you can meet. The same day, same time every week, if we can. I like to keep it consistent like that because consistency is a part of the transformation. So if we can, we set it. I'm like, which day are you going to be available every single week? And just depending on how many clients I have and what's going on, it's like, okay, well, I'm actually not available that day, so let's figure out another day.
Okay.
So yeah, it goes. It's both of us, but I'm flexible. I see clients on the weekends, and I'm not just like a Monday through Friday or anything like that. So.
And so how many do you take on at a time? Do you have a certain amount that you're willing or a limit?
I feel like I wouldn't take on more than 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 is a huge number for just
But
you.
2 a day.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's like 2 hours. Like if you broke it up, 2 clients a day, it's 2 hours of work a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
You know?
that's
Yeah,
not
but
bad.
just as far as like what I feel like 4 is comfortable. 4, 5, 6 is comfortable. But 10 would probably be like,
The max
yeah,
for you.
definitely the max.
'Cause your brain will be like this.
For one-on-ones, at
Yeah.
least. Like
Yeah.
group coaching will be different, but one-on-ones definitely.
Because you're taking on a lot of weight from 10 people.
Yeah, exactly. And then remember, like, I'm still a person too. There's things that pop up in my life,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
like, I got
exactly.
family problems and
Yeah.
things that happen, you know? So, yeah.
So do you still have a coach?
I was just gonna ask.
No, I don't. I still have a relationship with my coach, but our program is over.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like most coaches have like a certain program time. And my program is only 6 weeks, but when I hired my coach, she was my coach for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so every coach is different. Just kind of depends what results that they want to give you. But my goal is to really be the catalyst for your change. Like the spark to help like open you up, get you to a place of clarity, peace, power, so that you can go on and take on whatever's next for you.
Gotcha. Any repeat comments at all?
I know. I was thinking that too.
I haven't had any repeat clients,
So
and,
you're
I'm,
doing your
and I'm
job.
glad. Yeah, I don't want them to come back, you know? Yeah.
Drive you crazy.
So I guess last question: when you are going through your things, who do you call on, or how do you debrief?
I got my Genster right here. You know what? I really have attracted the most incredible tribe over like the last few years. Truly, I really have. And I have so many sisters and powerful, intelligent, conscious women to lean on who just are always know just what to say or just what to do.
Right.
You know? So I'm grateful. I have a really, really strong, powerful support system whenever I need it to.
Yeah.
So that's what they say. I know you've seen that meme on social media that's like, check on your strong friend.
Yeah.
Check on your strong friend.
Right, for sure.
So,
All right.
I have one more.
Okay, go ahead.
Just one more question. So I know that the women for
Woman to
woman to woman, I was trying to. I knew it, but I
You
just
knew how to say it.
yeah,
Like,
but I
woman.
just couldn't say it right. So are the women that come to those workshops? Do you have them? Are you coaching any of them, or has there been some overlap in between?
Yeah, definitely. So, the women who would be attracted to my organization are like my ideal client. Those are the women who are hungry for growth. Those are the women who want to actually, invest in themselves and be empowered and, take it up. Always keep leveling up. So, yeah, they're definitely, that's my clientele base for sure.
I'm sorry.
So
Lamar.
Oh, we
I know.
all keep adding on.
So, just kind of piggybacking off of what she said. So, how did you market to them as well when you started doing this, or Did you do it separately and then they found out? Like,
well,
how?
I did. So I did start my coaching program separately from woman to woman. As of right now, it still is technically separate.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but just a lot of the women who have been a part of the woman to woman community, they were like, oh, now she's doing one-on-ones.
So
cool.
it just made it,
yeah,
it made it a little easier.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Woman to Woman created the platform for me to do this because I had been mentoring and coaching hundreds of women already, but just like in large groups, in seminars and workshops and conferences. So I was already doing it. I had already built a reputation, built trust, and showed people my value. So when I came out with my coaching program, it was already like I didn't have to prove it.
Right.
It was
have to do a lot of marketing to them. Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Well, my question is...
We keep having questions.
They keep popping up. So, like you said earlier, each individual is different. Mm-hmm. Like, the problem may be similar, but it's all different. How do you determine when the sessions are done? How do you determine when they've succeeded and they no longer need that?
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, when I created my program, I created it knowing that it could potentially change and that it would evolve based off of what the client needs. Mm-hmm. But what I kept finding was that no matter who they were, no matter what they were going through or what level they were at, by the end of the 6 weeks, they were ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's literally that 6 weeks.
It's that 6 weeks. Okay. Yeah. Like I do have the option for add-ons after that, but I don't like to offer them in the beginning because I want you to be like, I want you to already create the vision that in 6 weeks you're going to be ready to fly.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. So pretty much every program is specifically tailored to the individual. Mm-hmm. However, there is a structure to it. And the structure was up for debate too. Like, is this structure going to work for every client? And it just does. And
it does?
It works. Yeah, it's just proven. And I created it based off of my own experience with my own transformation. Like, what's the process? What's the process to a person being able to get to a certain space? Mm-hmm. And so the 6 weeks, week 1, we focus on identity. And that's just like, who are you? How are you? And why are you? Mm-hmm. Let's figure you out real quick. Let me see what I'm really working with. And let me allow space for you to really see yourself in a way that maybe you haven't before. Right. So week 1 is identity. Week 2 is subconscious mind and beliefs, which is the biggest week of all. Mm-hmm. And that's when we dive into the wiring of your mind, your personality, your upbringing, how you were raised, the beliefs that you've been holding on to that you created an identity around. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times, humans, we have experiences in our life and we make them mean something. Mm-hmm. This happened to me, so it must mean this. This happened to me, so it means that. And then we live our lives based off of those stories. Mm-hmm. And then you get older and you're like, you create this personality and you forget how you even got this way. So many people come to me and they're like, this is just how I am and I don't know why. That's my favorite place because I'm like, there's a why in there somewhere and we're going to figure it out. So then when they look back and they're like, oh my God, yeah, this is when that happened and this is how I started thinking that way and now I've just kind of embodied it and it was never even true. Right. Mm-hmm. So many people like have these identities on like lies or misinformation or a child's perspective or whatever. So week 2 is subconscious mind and beliefs. Week 3 is emotional intelligence, and that's a big week too, is when I really teach you, I teach the science behind your mind, the science behind emotions, because for me, change is much more easier to achieve when people have some facts they can hold on to, because if you're just giving them this airy-fairy stuff, it's a little like, who knows what they're going to believe or whatever. So when you give people the facts, when you actually educate them on like the way that they work physiologically, it's like, whoa, I didn't even know this about myself. Now I can operate totally different because having the right information is key. Having the right information is key. So emotional intelligence, really teaching people how to use their emotions to work for them opposed to being a victim to their emotions, because that's how people are. And so then week 4 is your vision. That's when we get to a space where we're like deliberately creating exactly who you want to be and what that's supposed to look like. And that's like, now we're consciously creating, now we're setting an intention for yourself, right? So then week 5 is all about alignment. Like once you create that vision, once you know who you want to be, and you have a clear idea of what you have to do, how you have to walk every day to become this person, now it's all about continuously walking in it, staying in alignment with your vision. What's out of alignment, what's in alignment, and I have all of these systems and things so that you know, I call it your internal GPS. We create an internal GPS so that you always know when there's a choice that's coming up, is it in alignment or is it not? Nope, okay, I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, so then alignment's really big. That's the repetition aspect, because I tell people, I'm like, the subconscious mind works repetition. It's your brain works in patterns. So it took you years and time and practice to become who you didn't want to be. It's going to take time and practice to become this new person. So alignment that week is important. It's just like strengthening the new muscles. And then week 6 is reflect and reinforce. So we just take a look back at like who you were, what you went through this past 6 weeks, what you learned, what impacted you the most, what strategies and tools did I teach you that resonated with you the most, that you needed specifically for your personality, and what are you gonna do moving forward? Yeah.
One last question: have you ever got any pushback through any of those stages?
No.
Okay.
But I have had, in all of the clients I've ever had, I've had one girl drop out completely.
So that would be considered pushback, yeah.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I guess so.
And what did you ever find out? What?
No.
Why?
She wasn't. We never spoke about it, but I just knew she wasn't really. She wasn't ready to leave the old self behind. It was like after the second week. Yeah, it was like.
And those are the. You said 1 and 2 is the hardest.
But it is a personal thing because she already paid me. She paid me already.
For all 6 weeks?
She
dropped out at week
she paid and she never finished it. So it was like definitely a personal thing, and yeah, she just wasn't ready for it. You know,
aren't ready.
Yeah.
And we have to accept that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, definitely you gave everybody a lot of perspective of, you know, what you have going on. So thank you for that.
Thank you
for
for
coming
having
back.
me.
We're so happy to have you back.
Thank you.
With all your new stuff going on as well.
Yeah, I'm still doing events too. So I started a collaboration with True Food Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I started a collaboration with them, and I'm doing these monthly events. The event's called A Seat at the Table, and it's a transformational private dining experience. So it's coaching over a 3-course meal.
Oh,
Yeah, so the next one is on this Sunday, actually.
Okay.
And then we're going to keep doing a monthly, but the vision down the line is to have, like, a really special guest join us at the table. Like an author, speaker, somebody that you want to have dinner
Let
with.
me get Jada Pickett. No,
Yeah, right? For real. Like,
We're gonna
seriously.
hit Jada. Like,
Yeah,
Jada.
like, you know, people like that you really, really want to have dinner with, because you go to these big seminars, you go to these big conferences, and you're in a crowd of hundreds of people,
So
and
you
it's
never
like,
really get to
you don't get to even converse with them. You know, like, no conversations, you know?
That's smart.
Yeah.
So it's intimate.
Very intimate, very personal. It's in a private dining room at True Food Kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have before we I have a confession.
That means you know.
I have a confession. So I actually went to a conference 2 weeks ago. It was in Tucson with my job. I work in behavioral health. So at the conference, you know, pretty much we're hearing like all these guest speakers talk about different things, right? So we get this one guest speaker, and they start talking about like spiritual beings and all this stuff, right? And so they actually did like this short story, and it's I can't think of the name of the tribe. It's a tribe that it touches on like releasing energy or releasing negativity. So mind you, I'm at this conference. It's about 300 people in this place, and the lady is like, okay, we're gonna do this, like we're gonna release all this energy. So she like breaks it down, right, for everybody, and like you literally is like the dead man, so you have to like hang with your body, and then you have to do this thing, and then you have to like you have to breathe and stuff. So I had everybody there. So she demonstrated it, and she was like, okay, everybody's going to do it with me. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh, you can do it.
So you're saying if it was a little smaller, is that what your point is? Or?
I don't know.
Because it might not have been somebody you would have wanted to sit down with.
What do you mean?
Was she not?
Or was it more like the act itself felt weird
Yeah,
to
I'm
you?
confused.
No, I think it was just because I think it threw me off based off of the other topics, right? We're talking about, I mean, literally like the opioid epidemic and mentally ill. We're talking about like mentally ill stuff. You know what I mean? This is like what the whole conference is about. And then you just come with this lady out of nowhere, and but it's a way that they're actually addressing some of the mentally ill members, like in the native communities. Because
is that how they're trying to get
like,
rid of it?
Right, like
okay.
on the reservations and stuff. So they're coming up with like spiritual ways to heal
take
them.
out that to heal them. Oh, okay.
And then what they came is like, you know, regular individuals can heal themselves too, because we all have issues. So it's a way of like releasing energy, releasing the negative energy and stuff. But I think it just kind of threw me off because it was like,
it really all goes hand in hand. So that's like one of the people that I target with this program are like women who are on antidepressants or who are on like Adderall or who are taking anxiety medications because they really don't need that.
Right.
Really, all you need to do is get control over your mind. You got to reprogram your subconscious mind. Why are you having anxiety in the first place? You know, you stop taking that pill, it's not going to be gone.
Right.
So like it does go hand in hand. There's a spiritual aspect to all of this stuff. So I think that's actually really cool that they had that there.
They did, but the thing was, like what you were saying, like you have to be ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, so I couldn't like really like get
surrender
myself.
into it.
I couldn't. But it was like everybody that. It was funny because everybody that thought they were ready, they didn't do the. They didn't do
like
it
a
right.
mantra or something?
They didn't do it right, so you can tell who was ready and who wasn't ready because she gave specific like instructions, like don't bounce your shoulders. I mean, like half of the people there like bouncing their shoulders.
They're more or less fighting it.
She emphasized on that, so it's like they're not ready. I'm like, I'm definitely not ready, so I'm gonna go use the restroom. But I thought it was good, and even though I wasn't ready, I still took notes.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was pretty cool. So I'll try it one of these days when I'm by myself.
She'll be over there bouncing.
Not when I'm drinking a martini.
Okay.
But yeah, so just let everybody know how can we reach you, social media, give shout outs, everything.
Yeah, well, shout out to the tribe I was talking about, all of my soul sisters who really support me throughout this entire thing. Shout out to my man for being wonderful and helping me through my...
being coached.
And yeah, like, he's a big part of my expansion for sure. Like, me, that empathy that I was talking about, it started in this relationship for sure. Yeah, definitely. Because I was like... I realized I was in a more of an egocentric type of world where it was like, if you don't operate like me, I don't understand you, you know? And it's not that at all anymore, clearly. Yeah, so shout out to him and shout out to my roll dog, Jen, for always coming with me. Everywhere I go, always supporting me. And you can find me, I'm mostly on Instagram. I do have Facebook, Melanie Peralta on Facebook. But my Instagram is @It's Melanie Peralta. And then our organization is @Woman to Woman. And that's WOMAN, the number 2, and then WOMBEN.
Awesome. Awesome. Alrighty, well that was definitely an awesome podcast tonight. So.
Yes.
We told you would like her.
I know.
Yes.
We told you.
Thank you.
You don't like her.
Awesome. She didn't even have to coach me on anything.
Thank you for having me back,
You are
ladies.
welcome.
Yeah, I
Thank
appreciate you. I do. This is great.
Alright, so we gonna sign out. Spicy tea, we out.
It's your girl, Nikkei.
It's Kimmy, we out.
It's T to the E.
It's Melanie Peralta.
No song?
Oh yeah.
Take us out, like you know.
Take us out. Not take us to the king. Take us out.
I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. That's you gotta put me on the
Okay,
spot.
so yeah, do something. Do a we gonna
It's up
off
to her.
the top, off the dome.
Oh, she did that last time for us.
Think of we're gonna think of a good time, and we're saying good night.
Good night. I won't see you tomorrow, but I'll see you someday. Someday, girl.
I never get
That was off the dome.
She's been soulful on that.
That was awesome. I put you on the spot. That was awesome. Good. You have to one that write it back, just write it down. You have to use that for one of your sessions or something. All right. Well, we are out. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Whew, I thought
People be like, Navarre, it don't ever bother you when people call you bougie? No. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Yeah. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get shot. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Yeah, double C's on my eyes, so I'm seeing clear. Just left the dealership, I'm a swerving stare. On the loop 202, and I'm heading near you. What? Okay, I might just pull up in the Accord, but don't worry, got the X3 keys in the door. What more can y'all even ask for? Fan first, pod son, sitting pretty, we on, yeah, we about to be litty on the moon, and we got new work coming real soon. And as for you should've been on, cause we about to take over the whole damn zone. We doing this as a team, so we all about to be flashy, what bling bling. Right, get it, but back to me, 800 on some bundles, that's nothing. A stack on some shoes, that's nothing. I know it's something to you, so why are y'all fronting? Got 3 jobs, so you know your girl be hustling. I really just like nice stuff, so I'm not fronting for nobody. Like y'all weak ass little thotties. Gotta call your sugar daddy just to buy an entree. But please don't get it twisted. Come try me and you might get your wig lifted. My daddy taught me well, so I don't with the snitches. Nah. Just know I'm bougie, and you gotta what? Deal with it. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie.